Hello, Namaskar, and a very good evening to all the viewers watching our session out there. This is Simran Singh, and you are watching this particular live telecast of NCERT on eVidya channel number 6 to 12. Besides, we have so many different mediums through which you all can connect with us, and you can also participate in our live interactive sessions with the help of your queries, your messages, and typing your comments in the comment section of our YouTube channel, that's NCERT Official. So it's around 4 p.m. on your watch, and regularly from 4 p.m. till 5 p.m. we have our very special sessions for all of you running on different channels of eVidya. So let me also take this moment to invite all of you in the fourth day of our online training series running on media literacy. So let me apprise you that NCERT is running these training series in collaboration with Indian Institute of Mass Communication. So today it's 23rd of February 2023, and the topic that we are going to discuss for this session is teaching learning in media and information literacy. So let me quickly provide you a glimpse of what we have discussed so far, and as you all know that tomorrow is the concluding day of these 5 days online training sessions. So what are we going to know and study in day tomorrow also? So in day number 1, that is, we started out our training session on 20th of February. So we discussed more on media literacy, the policy perspectives, concept, need and scope. Then day 2, that was on 21st of February, we provided you more information on media literacy, competency and skills. And yesterday we got to know a lot about advertising literacy. And today the topic, as I already mentioned, it's teaching learning in media and information literacy. And tomorrow, that is the concluding day of our 5 days online training series, after which we have our post-session activity, that is our quiz. So I will be discussing it in detail towards the later segment of this session. So watch it till the end. So tomorrow we are going to discuss more on media literacy and non-violence communication. So you all know as of now that media literacy is very important and integral part of the development and well-being of a human being, that plays a very important role when it comes to differentiating fact from fiction and also validating and verifying any sort of media messages, information that we receive from almost everywhere in the world. So before introducing you to the guest of today's session, I have an important piece of information regarding G20 for all of you. We are proud that India assumed the G20 presidency and will convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country in this year, that is 2023. The nation is deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism. India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in her history, as it seeks to play a very important role by finding pragmatic global solutions for the well-being of everyone, and in doing so manifest the true spirit of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, or the world is one family. So viewers, let me introduce you to the guest of our today's session. Here in the studio we are joined by Professor K.S. Arul Selvan sir. Namaskar sir, good evening.
Namaskar.
So we welcome you in the conversation, and kindly allow me to take our viewers across your journey. Sir is a professor and director at School of Journalism and New Media Studies from IGNOU, New Delhi. He is also serving as UNESCO expert in media and information literacy for the past 15 years in various capacities. Besides, 3 Swayam-based MOOC courses are also coordinated by him. These are Media and Information Literacy for Teachers, Media, Information and Empowerment, and Digital Media. Sir has 18 years of experience in media education in the Indian university system, and he is the recipient of a summer doctoral fellowship from Oxford Internet Institute, University of Oxford. Sir, we are honored to have you today with us in the conversation, and let me very quickly inform our viewers, if you have any of the queries and you are watching this through this telecast through television, then you can see that here is a contact number that is flashing on your screens. So feel free to give us a call at 8800440559, and our specific mail ID is also flashing on your screens. It is training.helpdesk@cet.nic.in. So let's begin our conversation on this particular topic, that's teaching learning in media and information literacy. So sir, through your extensive experience in the field, I'll request you to shed some light for all our viewers.
Thank you, Simran. First of all, I would like to thank NCRT, CIT and IIMC for giving me an opportunity to share some of my thoughts with a vast number of teachers through your valuable network. So today, this is a fourth session on media literacy. Last 3 days, you might have gone through various rigorous discussion on different dimensions of media literacy, competencies, need, policy framework, and advertising literacy. So the 3 days, the experts have given a very solid foundation on this specific topic. And today we are going to discuss more about application side, how we can apply those concept of media literacy for teaching learning processes. So that's the plan of this session. I have divided into 2 segments in this presentation. One, the first couple of segment, we will talk about how to use teaching about media, how to teach about media. Then the second segment will talk about how teaching through media. So there's a lot of difference between these 2 segments, teaching about media and teaching through media. And as you might have gone through various ideas the last 3 days, as well as you are not familiar with media, because the media and the information system is part and parcel of each one of us. Communication always being a central to a human existence. Every day, every minute, someone or ourselves or somebody else, we are connected through some communication. We are exchanging information. We are exchanging information with some intention to promote certain idea, or to entertain someone, to educate someone. For example, as a teacher, our role in the classroom, either within the classroom or outside the classroom, to exchange ideas, to promote knowledge, to promote interest among the students. So we do a lot of activities with the students, and all our activities through some sort of communication. And in the current scenario, in the current situation, in our social setup, information plays a very, very crucial role. Probably I would say that we are highly connected to 24/7 throughout the messages, some social media platform or telephone call, a mail, messages, we are bombarded with the information. And this is not only the delivery of information, each information, collection of information over the period of time, we acquire certain knowledge. The knowledge leads to opinion. So our opinion or our knowledge system primarily shaped by media and information system. This is the scenario right now. The number of channels, the number of TV, number of newspapers, films and messages, websites, all are the major tools through which our information and knowledge, opinions are shaped. And the media and the information system are not playing just a role of providing information or entertaining you or educating you. That's the primary functions, but they are a crucial role to play in the democracy. You might have heard about the 4 pillars, and media is one of the pillars. And that supports the democracy, it promotes dialogue, and it promotes good governance. And but this is the positive aspect of the media, but you have to look at the other aspect of the media system. Since it's very powerful and it reaches the large number of people, as I mentioned, that our opinion gets shaped through the media and the information system. So automatically various stakeholders interested to use the media, they are using, and they are using the media for molding the opinion, to change the opinion, to influence the opinion. There are various ways in which the media is being used. So automatically the pressure comes for the media. This is one of the limitations. Pressure comes from the powerful group in the society, capitalist, political, governance section, international players, and media succumb to many times into this kind of pressure part. And more importantly, media and communication system are commercial in nature. They have to make a profit. They are under the pressure from various stakeholders. At the same time, they have to make a profit. So in this process, many dimensions, many issues are being compromised. That is not happening openly. 95% of time, this kind of pressure, this kind of profit-oriented media making may not be visible. It's a kind of covertly happens that, and this process that sometimes contributes to stereotypes. They discriminate. I'm saying media system, and misinformation, disinformation, exclusion of certain categories of people, all happens because ultimately media makes profit. They should make a profit. Then only they can survive. Without profit, they can't sustain their newspaper or television channel or box office hit. You might have heard about that films and all. So this is the understand this concept, because we have to relate this idea with a later concept of media literacy. And if media plays a crucial role in the society and under pressure, it's a profit making entity, then the media consumers like people like you and me, we need to know all the aspect of these dimensions, and we should understand clearly, and that's called media and information literacy. And I'll give one more background, and why do we need to teach about media or teach through media. As a teacher, we need to understand that the current generation, the younger people, they spend a lot of time with the media. The availability of media is being increased. Mobile, internet, laptop, computer, television, OTT, film, there are so many varieties, tools are available. And on an average, a youngster is spending 6.5 hours with the media. Various ways in which this amount of hours is being spent. And primarily, the youngsters prefer TV and music, and these are the most popular formats. And you know the music, when I say music videos, you can relate easily that. I said stereotypes, discrimination, easily you can connect that. And the second most popular is video games and computers, how influential they are. And third category is the reading. So they spend less time in the reading, more time in entertainment part. If you compare with their activities of their time in a day to day activities, they spend 2.5 hours, close to 2.5 hours with the parents, and less than 1 hour for homework. Now understand that out of 24 hours, close to 6 hours they are spending time with the media, and if they are going to school and college, they are spending 8 hours in the college outside the home, and 6 hours in media. So, and 8 hours they go for sleep. So large chunk of their time is being connected with the various influential media outlets. So it's a very pertinent time for the teachers or educators or parents to empower the individuals how to handle the media for our betterment. So this is about teaching about media. Then later we'll talk about how to teach through media and all. And one of the crucial part for the reason for why do we need to promote media literacy, unprecedented amount of media in our homes, and it's available in every nook and corner of our life system, and connected with the various portable media devices that accelerated our interaction with the media. The basic concept behind promoting media literacy is increased access equals to increased usage. When you use rampantly the media system, media content, and unconsciously the various intention agenda behind the programs goes inside our mind. I said in the beginning, the media plays a very crucial role in shaping our opinion. When we are unconsciously consuming more information, our opinion gets molded in favor of some third party. So this is what is happening, and we have to be very conscious about that. This is what is being explained in the last 3 days, and I am repeating the same point here. And but I am underlining this point as a teacher. We have many more responsibilities in the society. One, of course, we have to use the media technology for effective teaching, but we have to go beyond that. Ultimately, we are not just serving of duty of transferring knowledge. That anyway we have to do it. But beyond that, we have a responsibility for the society. We are providing trained human resources, responsible human resources to the society. So this is the one aspect of contribution thing. When you are providing knowledgeable person to the society, they should go with a responsibility. They should take care about themselves, about their family, and about the community and society. And one of the major interaction with the individual, with the family, community or society is media. With ICT, you know that with one button, one click, you can send a message, the message reaches nook and corner of the globe. So that's kind of world we are living here. So now you can understand the importance of empowering individuals, particularly students, about media. And it's quite easy to train the students. But you know that the number of students, number of youngsters in Indian context were massive. And it would take long years to train many sections of the society. The easiest way is if we train the teachers, in turn, teachers will train the students. It's quite easy. So each teacher trains 50 people, 50 students. So automatically, in a year, in a year or the course of period of time, that will go on. Then this is the exercise need of the hour, and quite late in Indian context. But in other developed countries, the media intervention, educational intervention of training the youngsters about media is very successful, and very long tradition of using educational intervention to empower the youngsters. So that way the NCERT's effort to have a regular series of lectures on media literacy is very productive initiative, need of the hour, and happy that through this platform we are sending this message to the large number of teachers. And one recent trend I would like to highlight here. One, you can see the screen about the recent news item. Against the rule, 37.8% of the 10 years old students having Facebook accounts, and 24% on Instagram. This is the government report, NCPCR's report, recent report. And the same report saying that 59.2% of the children used smartphone for messaging, but whereas they use 10.1% for online learning. See the difference. A couple of slides back I said that television, music are the popular tools for entertaining that. And this clipping, this news item justifies this kind of understanding, media understanding that. Now I think this kind of incidents, this kind of developments reinforces the need of media literacy training for teachers, and they will take care about training the students. This is the one aspect of media, understanding the media part. I will give some another examples about why do we need to promote media literacy, particularly in a teaching learning process. And this is one of the 21st century's life skills. Creative thinking, innovative thinking is one, and adopting the lifestyles for the new environment, this is the second level. The third level of required skill, important skill in the 21st century is media literacy skills. The way we are living, the way we are interacting with the media occupies every aspect of the media. So in this century, this new life skills advocates the media understanding, media literacy understanding that. So you can understand that the relevance of media literacy training in our context. And there is another level is you will understand that misinformation, disinformation, it was discussed elaborately in the last 3 days. Advertising literacy, competency level, everything is being elaborately discussed. And the reason is when we have the legacy media, for example newspapers and television channels, they filter out a lot of unwanted noises, unwanted information, unsubstantiated information, because that has its own consequences. So they filter out only their verifiable information, they will pass it on to the society. They call it gatekeeping part. But with the invent of ICT, this gatekeeping process is nowhere in the process. I said anyone can post the message through the social media platform. So who is monitoring that? Nobody is that. Of course, there are regulatory mechanism. If they violate certain rules, then the certain agency they takes care about it. Otherwise, normal routine informations are not monitored, not filtered, not verified. So this kind of scenario promotes misinformation, promotes disinformation. All this misinformation, disinformations are having a certain agenda that you may not be able to understand many of times in the normal routine messages. So the media information literacy helps the students to handle that. Teachers can help this point. So this is another reason for we need to promote the media information literacy. And one of the strongest method in which the media literacy can be promoted is educational intervention. Educational intervention means adequate proper policy framework, curriculum about media literacy introduced in a very systematic manner in a younger secondary level or tertiary level. And this is being done very systematically in a many developed context. For example, 30-40 years back, suddenly there was a boom of colorful magazines. We used to have a black and white newspapers. Suddenly there's a color printing came, then there's a new format of magazines came. Magazines are not in black and white, they are use big pictures, colorful presentation, very creative presentation and everything that. That point of time, many European countries, they started introducing training in the schools, how to train the students to read the magazines. Because the colors, pictures, designs carry certain information, and the students should, youngsters, they should be able to interpret those information appropriately. That's a concern. Then color television came. Then 95, 98, then we got internet connectivity. So every time we got a new technology, new media platform, appropriately schools adopted the educational intervention to train the youngsters to cope with a new understanding that. So now we are in the midst of information revolution. Here 24/7 we are connected. Now you can understand that what is the need for the training of youngsters and through schools. So this is another important circumstances in which the media literacy needs to be promoted. So this is one of the reasons why I am highlighting that part. Next couple of slides I would like to take you to. This is so far I have discussed about teaching about media. So what is the importance, what is the relevance, what is the consequences of media, how educational institution can play a role in appropriate intervention to empower the individuals. Now onwards I will try to touch upon more about teaching through media, how media can be used in the teaching learning process, and how media information literacy plays a crucial role in that. In this slide you can understand the difference between how using the technology for teaching, using the technology for learning purposes, and goes in a different level. Starting with the emerging, we are exploring the technology, both the level. We are trying to understand the technology. That was an earlier time you might have heard a lot about computer literacy, digital literacy and internet literacy. A lot of literacy about the technology came to introduce the technology. We are not nowhere visible. That is not required at all because of the proliferation of technology in the easiest manner. Now latest stage started in the teaching learning process, they started using, applying technology and transforming the technology into multiple level. For example, in the teaching learning process, innovative use of learning environments. Here with the technology, each student with the help of teacher, they can create, modify, customize their learning environment. The speed they can increase, the slow or requirement tools, additional support of teaching materials, everything can be used with the help of technology. This is a sophisticated platform of open learning or e-learning platform. This is what the new concept of creating own learning environment. So the teacher and the students, they should know how to use this technology, then only they can take the benefits. So, and how, this is just not, I am not advocating about the technology, I am not advocating about the digital platform and all. Medium is different, these are platform and all, but appropriately using those platform for certain applications. This is what media literacy is talking about. That there are three principles of media literacy. One, how to access the information, how to understand the information, how to participate. These are the three pillars. In order to create, manage innovative open learning environment, the teacher and the student should have a common understanding about how to access information, how to read in between the lines, and how to participate. Participate means creating our own content. So this is what the new changed profile of teacher. Earlier, the classroom settings, the teacher is the ultimate and they are the knowledge provider. They will come, they know a lot about the subject. They will come, they will deliver the messages, and we used to do like that only. But the current scenario, with the availability of technology, students are no longer depending on the teacher. So now we have to modify ourselves as a teacher into collaborator, facilitator, and the teaching should go beyond the classroom wall, and the teaching should go beyond this 8 hours and should be round the clock. And there are a lot of, the students must be having a lot of groups, maybe beyond the schools and colleges they may have groups. A lot of information are being shared about their concerns, curiosities, knowledge, subjects. So in this scenario, we can't confine our delivery of knowledge within the classroom. So we have to be a little more accommodative, adapting the technological platform as a collaborator, facilitator, and as a knowledge navigator, or we are learning along with the students. This is all possible if we and the teacher and students understands and use the media appropriately. For that, media literacy is very crucial. And this is a changed profile of the students. Earlier they are passive because they come to the class and 30 minutes or 40 minutes of 1 hour they will listen to the lecture and very limited scope of participation. But now they are active in the sense that beyond the classroom, because before coming to the class they might have seen some videos or they might have seen some updated information about the subject. So they are very active and they are producing knowledge. Remember that students can produce knowledge about their chosen subject. And not only that, they are learning collaboratively, they are learning with a lot of others. This is what the new environment is talking about, and now the teachers should cope with that. And adopting to technology is one level, but using appropriately is a media literacy. So that is the context, and the last 3 days and today and tomorrow, this particular initiative lectures are talking about that. And one more reason I will tell you why we have to use media literacy for teaching through media. One is the India's population is young. The statistics has been given in the slides. Younger population. This is the population dividend we can. This is one of the strengths for the India to accelerate its growth. Compared to other countries, we already have a younger population. And but if you want to take a benefit from the younger population needs to be trained, and they should have adequate skills and competencies of their chosen area. And we have the numbers are huge, populations are very high. We have the challenges about skill training. Different statistics talk about low level of skill training in Indian context, but the requirement as per the NEP, New Education Policy 2020, talking about more education to more people in less time approach. And this is because the cross enrollment ratio needs to be achieved in 2030 or 2040, about 40%, 50% of GER can be achieved in this motto only, more education to more people in less time. that's why the lot of emphasis is being given for technology oriented education, and this kind of effort to train the teachers about the technology, about media literacy, to reach out to the large number of youngsters to create a skills and competency in order to develop a national growth and development, right? And this is the Indian scenario, but this is what same thing is being streamlined through United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 4, talking about quality education, and particularly 4.4.1 is talking about promoting digital literacy. By 2030, all the young population and the teaching learning method should use innovative information technology for betterment of individual lives. So now you can connect various dots. Why this is not about technology, this is not about the media, it's about how to use those media. Using the medium means if you have better understanding, then you can use it very appropriately. This is the bottom line of media literacy is talking about that. Being a media literate or being a digital literate as a teacher, the benefit is you can enhance the students' engagement. You know the attention span as a teacher, you can understand easily that 30 seconds, 40 seconds, couple of minutes, and though physically they may be in the classroom, but they deviate from the one scenario to another scenario. The continuity is a problem. That's why the understanding creates a trouble. If you use a media, but not necessarily a PowerPoint, there are various ways in which you can engage the media and to facilitate the knowledge transfer. That way you can engage the students. This is the benefit of being a media literate as a teacher, and it improves academic performance, and it creates opportunity for collaboration. And as I said earlier, the teacher is a co-learner along with the students, and it prepares learners for the job market. And as a student, and here the benefit is that it helps the effective content searches. One of the crucial competency of media information literacy is you need to identify the information requirement. When you are in a crisis, whatever the crisis, you have to search for information. When you realize that there is a problem, and the problem needs to be resolved with some kind of understanding. If you have understanding, if you have better knowledge, better information about the scenario. So when you are in a crisis, you should realize that from where I can collect the information to resolve this crisis. This is what precisely media information literacy is talking about, accessing right information. And that is how to search, from where to search credible information, reliable information, and that's one of the fundamental block of media information literacy. And the teaching learning process of using the media with a better understanding, the benefit is you can engage the students, and very specifically if you use the media appropriately, students can retain their understanding knowledge for a longer period of time. Memorizing some concept is different, understanding concept is different. Media helps the students to understand the concept. That knowledge will retain for a longer period of time. That's a benefit, one of the direct benefit of media literacy for teaching learning process. And but another crucial part of media information literacy is, as mentioned a couple of days back or as well as yesterday's, to verify the reliable sources, to authenticate the information and appropriately utilize those information for individual benefits. And it helps the students to do the better homework if they can able to identify the right information. Now there is a lot of AI is happening, you can identify the consequences of that part, and more particularly the teacher can't be the ultimate knowledge provider. We have our own limitations, but that limitation creates some gap in the knowledge system, and the media can play a role to fill the gap among the students. This is one aspect of that. And this is another part is not only accessing the critical understanding is another second pillar of media literacy, reading in between the lines, because I told you that media information provider, either newspaper or individual through net or social media, Everyone provides the information to the public with certain intention, agenda, and the agenda may not be visible. But if you read between the line, you can understand that this person, if you can easily, like the marketing fellow usually promotes the product because they have to score the point by selling that, because their intention is to sell the product. Like that, every one of us, we are selling our ideas through information. So critical understanding is the media information literacy promotes that we should not accept whatever at the face value. We have to read between the line and who produces the information, for what purposes, what timing. So it creates a kind of scenario in which the media literate person asks more questions to find the better answer for that. And one of the requirement for better utilizing media, teaching through media, is you need to have equally media literate student, and the media literate student has its own characteristics, and they should have a flexible technical skills and to seek out the information, and they should have a critical understanding how to utilize those texts for individual platform, and more importantly they should have a media production skill and how to write clearly. Speaking is easy because in a conversational level within the family, outside the family, it's quite colloquial, we can talk a lot about that. When you ask a student to write about certain topic in a logical manner within a 2-3 paragraphs, they struggle like that. So media information literacy helps them to think logically, present it in a very conscious manner. So this is one of the benefit for them, and the media literate student will have a knowledge gathering skill. This is what very crucial in the 21st century part. And they have liberty, freedom, they'll enjoy the freedom to express their opinion responsibly. Misinformation, disinformation is all happening because of irresponsibility part. So this is another important aspect of media information literacy training part. There are many ways in which the media can be used for teaching learning process. I said the knowledge gap can be filled, it can engage the students for better understanding and all, and discussions, collaborative learning, everything. And particularly I would like to go to one segment here. These are the tools or pedagogical tools through which either you can use a media as a supplementary tool, or you can leave the students to engage with the media for different subject. Biology, chemistry, physics, or whatever subject can be taught through media. Or you can talk about media through this pedagogical method. Of course, as a teacher you must be familiar with all the tools. Particularly the media literacy promotes this kind of pedagogical with methods. For example, problem based learning. Identify the problem, create a scenario, ask them to explore the solution through media, and give us an exercise, create a group. They will have a network, they will distribute the responsibility, and using the media they will find a solution. And issue based inquiry, why particular climate change, particular scenario, particular area, different pollution, different climate change is happening. You can give a issue, they can inquire about that through media, and specifically they can talk about scientific inquiry, why vaccine works for certain reason and why vaccines doesn't work for other reasons. Find the answer. So we don't need to do that, they don't need to go to the library, but media can be used. For here there is no right answer available in a immediate one click, they have to search it. So this is the way in which because once they understand these kind of tools, whichever the situation, they can use all the methods, case studies, identify the particular scenario, ask them to explore more about that. One event, international or national event, give a scenario, give a project, ask them to study about the project. And textual analysis, one of the second most the tool of media literacy is understanding, critical understanding. So give an editorial or give a film, give a documentary, ask them to interpret the information provided through those media content, not explaining the content, interpreting the content, and interpreting the context in which the particular story is being given. And the translation works. The translation is one of the beautiful exercise in which they can understand the concept very easily from whichever language their mother tongue, because from the English they can translate it into the mother tongue, or from mother tongue they can translate it in English. This is one of the exercise that helps them to understand the concept very clearly, because they are engaging with the content, they are trying to understand the content, they are translating into their mother tongue. So they are trying to teach themselves individually. And simulation and production, these are the two other pedagogical method in which the third media literacy skill is being enhanced by the participating. Communication is not always receiving, we have to participate. In a colloquial level it's very easy, but with the mobile, with the technology, creating images, creating audio, creating video, combining all for certain reasons. So these are the crucial skills and needs to be enhanced through the media literacy. So what is the way forward for this kind of exercise of taking lectures here? Media and information literacy course, that's a need of the hour. I said from the magazine boom, how the developed countries responded through education, school curriculum and all. In Indian context also, we need to have a curriculum. We need to have a sustained long-term curriculum that promotes whatever we discussed in the last couple of hours or last days or today and all. This can be extended understanding, it can be engaged with a group of teachers to create a better understanding for that. College teachers and school teachers needs to be trained on the subject for media, how to teach about media, how to teach through media and all. And media information literacy training can be facilitated through lifelong learning mode, not necessarily classroom settings, not necessarily confined time frame mode. Put it in offline, self-paced mode, so teachers and students can pursue basic understanding about the media. And the last slide about my presentations about here, as I'm from the IGNOU, I'm a faculty with the IGNOU, and through SWAYAM we have developed one course, MOOC course on media and information literacy for teachers. It's available through Ministry of Education's e-learning platform. This is the platform, the teachers are engaged. If you are interested, you can pursue, explore, and it's a free, you know more about the SWAYAM platform. So with that I conclude. I'll hand over to Simran. So if you have any questions or anything, we can discuss about that. Thank you.
Well, sir, before asking the questions, I would like to thank you for shedding light on the important aspects associated with teaching, learning in media and information literacy. And I would also like to apprise our viewers that in this conversation, we still have around 10 minutes left. So if you have any queries, any questions or any feedback regarding our today's conversation or regarding our training sessions, then do write it in the comment section of NCERT Official. Besides, if you are watching this program through television, then here is our contact number and our mail ID through which you can reach to us. Now, sir, as you mentioned about questions, so we have few questions in the comment section. So if you allow, could we take?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so let's start with a very simpler one. One of our viewers have asked us how the information or the knowledge of media information literacy impact the life of an individual, not only student, not only college going students, but also someone who is working, or maybe a homemaker, or maybe someone who is doing their business. So how this media literacy plays an important part in our life, how we conduct ourselves.
I'll give one example how media literacy understanding helps the individuals to contribute to the nation building.
Yeah.
All our citizens, everyone, we exercise voting.
Yeah.
Voting is based on understanding, a choice based understanding. We are selecting a candidate, we are selecting a party. We may not, majority of the individuals may not have a direct link with the party.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of information, a lot of knowledge about the parties,
yes,
candidates.
Of course.
All we are taking this opinion through media. This media information service provider providing certain information based on which we are developing our opinion about the candidate, about the party and all. Right? If we are media literate, we know this particular media is giving this kind of information. They are taking certain stand. I should not accept that. So, and I should go by my own understanding. If we able to select the candidate based on our own understanding without influence, that's called media literacy. Without influence, because my decision based on my understanding, it's not influenced by any media.
Conscious decision making.
That's what media literacy, the political campaign, political advertising, meant for influencing your opinion, influencing you to exercise in favor of me. But we have to resist. This is what media literacy is telling us. As in the simple example, I'm telling that. This is one thing. And other than that, see, I told you that suppose I have an issue about how to find a better educational opportunity as a youngster. I may not have a right person to guide me properly, but I should be able to find the right solution through information. There are a lot of websites thing. I should be able to find the proper information for my problem. This is the first training required for media literacy.
All right. Thank you for such a pleasant response. So we have another questions in the comment section. Okay, so one of our viewers is saying that they work like they are doing a service regularly, and they want to have easy access to information for any news stories. So particularly they go for news portals that depicts the news stories in just 30 to 40 words. Now that person, our viewer, says that I don't have too much time to verify and validate information from different news portals or different pieces of information. Now how can I practice information literacy, and at the end of the day, how that person will be able to ensure that whatever I have read is correct?
See, when you go for shopping, vegetable shopping, and there are a lot of people in the market, you will be very particular about this product, this shop, this is the quality, I want that. You don't have to train, you don't need to have a kind of farming technology or agriculture training to understand the vegetable, right? Once you know what is the quality, the best quality for me. So that's the same thing for media literacy, talking about that. What is the information required for you, and whether the information coming from reliable source. If you are able to judge the quality of information, then right or wrong, you can judge that. Easily you can discard the unwanted one, wanted one, you can take that. So that's a basic understanding if you have. You don't have to run around anything. Whatever information comes through, just filter out. Required, you accept that. Unwanted one, reject that.
Okay, so we have one question from a media student. Okay, so they have asked us that there's an emerging concept of clickbait journalism. So could it go a long way, or what is the future of clickbait journalism, and also from the point of view of readers and viewers, how good is that? Is it good at all or not?
See, these are tools.
Journalism,
so whenever new technology comes, they say that when the television came, people predicted that radio will die that. Then the television came, the newspaper is gone. And internet came, then everybody said television is gone, radio is gone, but still we have everything. So these are tools, new tools comes, they might stay for a couple of years, and we'll have another tool and all. The basic practice of journalism remains, all the platform will remain, and the evolution happens automatically. We will go exist with all the platform another 100 years, another 200 years. There is no problem with any platform.
But we can say that the true journalism will always survive.
Always survive.
Okay. So thank you so much for the valuable information and a precious time that you have spared for us for this particular communication, and the session has turned out to be very informative for the viewers, because there are so many people who have connected with us in the comment section, and continuously they are just pouring their opinions. Even there are so many messages that I couldn't go through some of them in the beginning. So if I could read a few, like Neeta Balaji says it's a very nice and interesting session. Then Vaishali ji says it's a very informative session. Then we have opinions from our viewers regarding media literacy should be introduced in the classroom scenario. It will enrich the classroom experiences for sure. So this says it all.
That's very really good.
Yes, it has turned out to be a very wonderful session for everyone. So viewers, we still have around 3 to 4 minutes left. So let me quickly take you across the website of CIET NCERT so that you can get to understand more about our website, and also about our 5 days training session running on media literacy. So in the first place, our website is www.ciet.nic.in. So this is the home page of CIET NCERT website. Once you click on this, you have various options available for you. So under events, workshop/training, this is the option that you have to click for this particular training session, and you can see that there are 3 kind of activities over here. current activity, completed activity and the upcoming activities. So for this training session, just click on online training on media literacy. We started it out on 20th of February and 24th February, that is tomorrow, it's a concluding day. Now this is our detailed banner containing all the information about the days, against the dates, against the topic what we are going to discuss, so that you can get to have all the information priorly. Then the objective of the training session is to enhance your understanding of teachers, students, parents, teacher educators on media literacy and availability of resources in order to enrich our classroom experiences. Now we have our detailed program schedule for all of you. You can see that we are joined by our esteemed panelists, our resource persons who have an extensive experience in the field, and they share their views, and they also inform us a lot about media literacy, the information literacy, why is it so important and how it impacts the life of an individual. So these are the topics that we have already covered, and as it's already day 4, so we have the last day of this online training session running on media literacy tomorrow. So the topic would be media literacy and non-violence communication, and we will be joined by Dr. Veda Vyas Kundu, who is program officer at Gandhi Smriti. So viewers, for any reason if you have missed watching our live sessions, then here are the links of the videos uploaded for all of you. Now we also have our post session activity. That is the best part of our online training session. So how you all can participate, we have few steps laid down for you. Step number 1, it's a registration, so you can register yourself by clicking on the link or scanning this QR code. You can watch our live panel discussion through NCERT official or through eVidya channel number 6 to 12, and besides that we have so many other mediums through which you can connect with us. Now participation in post session activity and certification. If you participate in the post session quiz and you score over 70%, then you are eligible to receive a certificate from CIET NCERT. Now we will be releasing the quiz by 6 PM tomorrow, and you have a complete 1 month time to submit your entries, because the last date to submit your entries, or the closing date, is 24th of March 2023 by 6 PM. And you all know that your feedback is immensely important to us, so please do write to us via this Google form, share your views, your feedback with us. And in case of any queries, you all know that we have our mail IDs, our contact numbers for all of you. The mail ID for this training session is training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. Once again, I would like to extend a vote of thanks to Professor Selvan for sparing his precious time and sharing valuable information with us. Thank you to all the viewers for connecting with us in this live interactive session. So before wrapping up this conversation, again I would like to apprise you about G20. We are proud that India assumed the G20 presidency and will convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country in 2023. The nation is deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism. India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in her history, as it seeks to play a very important role by finding pragmatic global solutions for the well-being of everyone, and in doing so, manifest the true spirit of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, or the world is one family. So stay connected with NCERT official and keep watching eVidya channels. Next up we have our Sahyog session. So stay tuned, we'll be right back within few minutes. Namaskar.